Squats are one of those exercises that everyone realises is important for running and also a number of other athletic pursuits. Usually the discussion is confined to improving strength of your hips, so that's that drive phase as your hips are extending and pushing back through running. But the other aspect that's important, that I think is possibly even more important to develop in the early stages of improving your strength and coordination for running, is that squats actually teach you to maintain good postures and give you the strength to maintain those postures during running. So I'll just have a look at squats now, and this discussion will be covering both the body weight and the barbell squat because they're quite similar. So I've exaggerated the posture of our man here, but key elements that we're trying to emphasize are to maintain a good lumbar curve in the lower back. So that means the squat is not only working the buttock muscles, which is really the area that it's mainly focused on, also does work the hamstrings as well. So squats working the buttocks and the hamstrings, but also these back extensors. So these are the muscles that actually enable you to have a good curve in your lower back, which is something you'll notice that a lot of the very good runners are able to maintain that kind of posture all the way through races as they work through those. So squats, when you're doing them, whether with body weight or with a barbell, need to maintain this little curve in the lower back. This becomes even more important with the barbell because you've actually got that then across your shoulders and you have quite a lot of weight pressing down on your back, so you don't want to round forward at all. Any forward rounding during squats when you've actually got a load is actually quite dangerous, so you could actually damage your lower back, even any of the discs and that type of thing, which is very painful, so you don't want to do that. So whenever you're doing squats, always maintain that good arch. When you're actually squatting down, you don't need to go terribly deep, especially when you're starting out. Probably the maximum depth that you'd ever want to go to is to get your thigh at about the horizontal level here. And what you want to focus on doing is actually just trying to sit your bum down towards the ground as much as you can, and trying not to squat forward at the knees. So you want to try and keep your knees from getting too far ahead of your toes. So if your knees stay at about the level of your toes, or even a little bit inside that, that's quite optimal. So when you're doing the squat, maintaining that good posture and strength through the lower back, and you're thinking about sitting straight down on your butt. And as you get to the bottom of the movement, whether you're just going down a short way, and you can do these at a depth that is comfortable for you to begin with, so just work down slowly as you get a bit stronger and control it. As you get to the bottom, that's your opportunity to really engage your glutes, your butt muscles, and try and bounce your way back up. But don't go all the way back up to having your knees fully straight or extended. You want to keep things flexed the whole way through so it stays quite similar to running. The stronger and more coordinated you get, the more you'll enable this to be more of a bouncy movement, which if you think about it is what you actually want in running. You really want to bounce along on your hips, using your butt and your hamstrings basically like big springs. So as you get better at the squat, you can make that movement at the bottom a little bit faster and pause less. But in the early stages, it's okay just to get control and practice activating your butt and glute muscles. But as you get a bit better, you can make that movement a little bit more explosive. So I'll cover a bit more of that in the demonstration.